The Cangarda is a 126-foot-long luxury steam yacht built in 1901 at the Pusey and Jones Shipyard in Wilmington, Delaware. In the late 19th and early 20th century, huge fortunes were made prior to U.S. income taxation. Opulence in homes and yachting reached a peak. Many small private steamships like Cangarda were produced in the U.S., Britain and Germany for the very wealthy. However, Cangarda is the last surviving U.S.-built steam yacht in the U.S., and one of only 3 left in the world. After years of service in roles from opulence to indignity, the yacht sank in the Boston harbor in 1999 in poor repair, but has since been replicated at Richmond, California for use as a private yacht and periodic museum ship. She will be a part-time feature of the Maritime Museum at Mystic Peak, Connecticut. History. Cangarda was named as a combination of the last names of the original owners, Michigan lumber mogul Charles Canfield and his wife Belle Gardner. In 1904, George Taylor Fulford, a wealthy member of the Canadian Parliament, bought the boat and renamed her Major Doma, which was a combination of syllables from the names of his wife and children. The boat was docked at Fulford Place. His 20,000-square-foot mansion nestled on the banks of the St. Lawrence River in Brockville, Ontario, Canada. After Fulford's death in 1905, the yacht remained in the family, and in 1927 his wife hosted the Prince of Wales, the Prince George, and the Prime Ministers of both England and Canada, Stanley Baldwin and William Lyon Mackenzie King respectively, on board. During World War II, Cangarda was donated by the family to the Royal Canadian Navy, to be used as a training vessel. After the war, the ship was returned to the Fulford family, but in poor condition. The ship was sold to Frederick Burtis Smith, who lived aboard for many years at Rochester, New York. His efforts to preserve the old yacht and carry her into a time when interest in old things was growing can be credited with saving the vessel, but she slowly went into disrepair. In the early 1980s, an attempt was made to restore her. The ship was disassembled in Boston and an effort was made to rebuild the hull, but the project failed, and in 1999 the gutted hull sank in Boston Harbor. Fortunately, these efforts preserved the interior and restored the machinery for later use. Present day. In 2004, after years of efforts by historians and yachtsman Jeff Rutherford of Richmond, California, began a full recreation, funded by Marin, California resident Bob McNeil. The Cangarda's original hull and keel were a total loss, so it was meticulously measured, including laser scanning. A new hull was reverse-engineered, using modern welding techniques, with the help of Jeff Molnar, rather than the original rivet style of fastening. The original machinery was reconditioned and reinstalled. However, the existing 1911 Army boiler was replaced with an automated, forced-draft, oil-fired one. Both masts are new as of the decks. In addition, much of the elegant Victorian interior was reinstalled, using the original Cuban mahogany woodwork. The new replica Cangarda was completed in 2009. The Cangarda made a historic trip back to Brockville, Ontario, its longtime home, to the delight of local inhabitants from June 4 to 5, 2011. Tours of the yacht were available during this time to members of the public, with all proceeds going to the Friends of Fulford Place, the volunteer group that raises funds for the restoration of Fulford Place National Historic Site. The Cangarda will return to Brockville June 14 to 16, 2013 to take part in the Tall Ships 1812 tour, first port of call. The Tall Ships trademark sign 1812 tour is a pan-provincial event that will travel throughout Ontario during the summer of 2013, commemorating the bicentennial for the War of 1812. 16 ports will participate in this event, which is produced in partnership with the Tall Ships Challenge trademark signed Great Lakes 2013 series.